Greetings, people. Welcome to And Another Thing with Dave. Today we're talking about conventional farming versus chemical farming, or as we've been brainwashed to think about it, conventional versus organic. Now, what's ridiculous to me is that currently industrial produced agriculture is labeled as conventional. How is that? What has been conventional for tens of thousands of years for human beings is organic farming. Not only organic farming, but crop rotation, crop diversity, leaving fields dormant even, in our current industrial our practices, we get these ridiculous 20,000 acre monocrop farms that are sprayed with Roundup. So not only is it a monocrop, discouraging diversity and biodiversity, but then on top of that, it's sprayed with Roundup. So, here we are between Roundup and all these other things. We're looking at, amphibians and bees dying off. I just read this ridiculous statistic that Johns Hopkins University published. They say that now Roundup, glyphosate, the main ingredient in Monsanto's flagship product, Roundup, the weed killer that everybody freaking uses, 75% of the air and rain samples in the United States contain detectable amounts of Roundup. So we're drinking it, we're breathing it, it's sprayed on our food. When people walking through the fields spray Roundup for commercial agriculture, they wear a protective suit and a respirator to spray somebody else's food. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with this picture, people? So we need a major shift in the way we look at our food. The first step, I think, is taking back the language. What is conventional? Well, what industrial agriculture, what we're doing right now, that is not conventional. That is new. That's the new kid on the block as far as farming goes. Organic has been around as long as man has been farming. Now we're getting into GMOs, which is a whole nother scary topic. The carrier for the gene in the GMO is bacteria. Botulism is one that they use. E. coli is another one they use. So what are the consequences of playing God with food? The planet has it down. If you just work with the planet, it's so simple. It shows you what it needs. Biodiverse, rich, soil-rich areas show you what they need and how they got that way. First of all, you don't cut down everything and make this one huge farm area. You rotate crops. You work with what is existing. And you rotate crops because each crop takes something out of the soil and leaves something in the soil. So you use crops that are beneficial together. The concept of the Native American Three Sisters seed pack. You grow corn, climbing beans, and squash at the base, and all three of those take different things out of the soil and leave different things in the soil. Some are nitrogen absorbing, some are nitrogen fixing. So it's a cohesive way to get a maximum amount of food from a small space while working with the system already established by our great Mother Earth. So first of all, we got to take the language back. Let's call a spade a spade. Conventional farming is not conventional. It's chemical farming. So what we're talking about is organic farming versus chemical farming. I just learned, and I'll leave you with this, I just learned an alarming statistic through the movie Origins, which we'll talk more about, that 72 billion pounds a day of chemicals are imported into the United States. You know, I'll leave you with that. It's an alarming number. This has been, and another thing, with Dave. Please subscribe right down there somewhere. There it is. Boom!